This video is brought to you by Sim Racing Center. Today, we're going to be showing you the fastest way around the Red Bull Ring, the Austrian Grand Prix. Such a fast flowing circuit. I love it round here. And thankfully, though, the hot laps have not been done by myself. They have been done by the guys at Sim Racing Center. So let's head down into turn one, hard on the brakes after the 100-meter board, dropping it down into fifth gear. Now, back on the throttle as you run up the hill through this little kink of turn two and turn three, and then braking for turn four. Or is it turn three? Who knows? Braking off the 100-meter board, getting it down into third gear, and then use all the curb on the exit on the left-hand side. Keep it over to the left on traction so you don't lose the back end, and then get over to the right, and then back over to the left as the straight sort of winds down this way. Braking hard after the 100-meter board, and then back on the throttle as you go through turn 4, 5. We've lost count at this point. Anyway, heading down into the left-hander, on the brakes a little bit, dropping it down into fifth gear, then on the throttle. Let the car run out wide as much as it possibly can. Then on the brakes once again on the little escape road into sixth gear, up to seventh on the exit, head down, enter eighth gear now, and then braking just before the 50-meter board. Let the car flow through, and again use all the track and more through the final corner, and that is a insane lap around this Austrian Grand Prix circuit. So quick. Let's watch it all over again, but this time let's break it down even more. So braking around this point just after the 100-meter board, probably about 75 meters before the corner. You're going to arrive at it in eighth gear. Go down a couple of gears. Want to get it down into fifth gear, not fourth. Fourth, you run the risk of losing the back end, and then really allow the car to get as close to that yellow curb as possible. If you go over it, the car's going to bottom out. You're going to lose time and lose traction as well. Braking now in towards this next corner, just after the 100-meter board. Now, as you can see, you want one wheel on the green stuff, one wheel on the tarmac. Get anything on the curb, you are going to lock up. Into third gear through the hairpin, and then on the curb ever so slightly. Get the car as straight as possible, then on the throttle, DRS open, get back over to the left-hand side. Get the car again situated a bit on the green, a bit on the tarmac. Do not brake with those tyres on the curb. Braking after the 100-meter board. Basically under, there's like a light box that is directly over the top of you. Down into third gear. Don't cut the curb too much and use all the track, but don't use the curb on the outside. Get the car tight on the right-hand side. Then braking after the 50-meter board here. You can see a little bit of the barrier changing direction on the right-hand side. Little dab of brake down into fifth gear on the throttle. Use all the track there on the right-hand side, and use the escape road as a reference. You can see just as it's ending here, now you want to tap the brake ever so slightly into sixth gear through this corner, back on the throttle, use all the curb on the right hand side, and then get the car back over to the left once again, and once again, green stuff, tarmac. It's so important around this circuit. Braking just after the 50-meter board. Only a little dab of brake, and then a little bit more brake this one. It's hard to pick out a braking zone, but this is kind of what you want to go with. You can see where the Austrian flag, I guess, painting on the left-hand side is about to come to an end. That's where you want to brake. Throw it through the last corner. Don't run out wide and invalidate your lap, and that is the perfect lap around the Austrian Grand Prix. Before we get into the setup, though, let's have a little word on our sponsors, Sim Racing Center. Sim Racing Center offers the best and latest F1 22 league racing setups to make sure your car is running as fast as it can. Combined with the race preparations they sell, which shows tire data, the best strategy, and a lot more to ensure you will slap the competition and be on top of your game. With these products, all you need to do is focus on your driving. If that's something you struggle with, though, get a one-to-one coaching session with esports or esport academy drivers. Sim Racing Center also offers race engineers like you have seen on the League Racing series that I run on this channel, who will help you live during the race with your best strategy. Now, this is a company that I use for all of my setups. When it comes to setting up the car, I'm absolutely clueless. So these guys point me in the right direction to go as fast as I possibly can. And if you want to stay up to date with the best setups, make sure you use the code Hayden at checkout for 10% off. Here we go then, the setup that is going to make you faster than all your friends around this circuit, starting with the Aerodynamics. 20 on the front wing, 16 on the rear wing. It's no surprise to anyone, this is a high-speed circuit. You're going to need straight line speed in order to compete. You need a little bit of aero, though, to get through those fast-flowing double left-handed corners, and also the double two right-handers at the end of the lap as well. So make sure that you put these wings on and you're going to be absolutely rapid. Transmission, 55 on the off throttle, slightly different. Usually we see 50 or 60. This is 55, and then 50 on the off throttle, which is pretty much usual as every track we do. On the suspension geometry, we're going front camber all the way to the right, rear camber all the way to the right, front toe to the left, and rear toe to the left as well. Something we have seen many times so far on this year's game. As for the suspension, now we've gone for something different. The front is slightly higher than the rear this time around. So front suspension is going to be at 6, rear suspension is going to be at 1, with front anti-roll bar at 8, rear anti-roll bar at 1, and then front ride height 5 and rear ride height will be at 6 for that one to help you go even quicker around those corners. On the brakes, nothing changes here. 100 on the brake pressure, 50 on the brake bias, and then moving to the tires as well, no changes. 23.8 on the front tires and 23.0 on the rears. And that is going to be your setup that makes you go quicker than your friends around Austria on F1 22. Big thank you to today's sponsors, Sim Racing Centre, for providing the Hotlap and the setup, and of course for sponsoring the video. And if you do want to get a 10% discount, make sure you use the promo code Hayden at checkout. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content just like this, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.